Welcome back. We just had a triple hitter. 3 stars in one night. We had Adrien Broner, Matthysse, Broner, all fought in the same night. Now, the first up to bat was Adrien Broner. Berto was one of those stars that was questioned early in his career about the opponents that he fought. People said he didn't really fought anybody. He was just patting his record. Then he went on to fight Victor Ortiz in an epic match. Victor Ortiz won. He had another big fight against Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero won. Lost against Soto Carras. Took 14 months off. Bicep injuries. Shoulders injuries. So this once great fighter was on a decline. So he was fighting tonight. He was fighting Steve Upshur first. And I'm not sure when I see Steve Upshur, it reminds me of Usher, and I get the song in my head of Close, but it was yeah, yeah, and it keeps popping up in my head. Well, this actually could have been a great fight. Could have been an upset. Adrien Broner pulled out the victory. Why do I say it could have been a great fight? Why do I say it could have been an upset? It's because Steve had the skills, the ability, size, strength to actually beat Adrien Broner. But he did not know how to put those skills to good use in the ring. Maybe it was fatigue. Maybe it was because Berto was tagging him. I don't know what. But whenever Steve went on the offense and threw punches, Berto didn't have an answer. Berto got hit with some. But Berto done a great job of using a jab. He had a really quick jab. He used probably like an up snap jab. People call it different names. It basically starts down here and it comes up really fast. And it's blind to a lot of boxers. When you're looking eye to eye and you got a shot that's coming from down, coming up, it tends to sneak up on you and get to you. Well, Adrien Broner done a great job of throwing a jab, using some great hand speed. He still showed he got offense. Now, here's some things that I worry about Berto. He doesn't have defense. He has no defense. He can't fight well backing up. He has no head movement, which goes right along with no defense. I think his offense is still good, but I actually thought at one point in time it was actually better. Don't get me wrong. He looked good last night on the offense. He was aggressive. No matter whoever you put him in there with, it's going to be an entertaining fight because he's a go out and bang fighter and throw punches. Pretty much normally if you get somebody else, 2 people meet like that, somebody has to go. But Adrien Broner pulled out the victory. I think Steve had the skills to do it, but did not do it. He went on the offense. He looked very well. Then some good combinations against Berto. But overall, Berto did a better job. He busted him up. Steve cornered for maybe the last 3 or 4 rounds, was actually threatening to stop the fight. Steve was saying, no, please don't stop. Please don't stop it. You know what? So they let him fight. It was the first time Steve went 10 rounds. Adrien Broner bounced back after a 14-month layoff. Yes, he showed some ring rust. So maybe sort of all that had to go with it. But Berto pulled out the victory. Next up the bet, we had Lucas Matthysse. This guy, we all know, outside of Dante Wilder, will send your ass a one-way ticket to Express or wherever you want to go with one change of a right or left. It doesn't matter. Because once he connects, once his fist makes contact to whatever he's hitting, it typically causes inner destruction. Sometimes you don't see it outside, but on the inside, there's some destruction going on. Okay? So, Matthysse, he fought, what was his name? Ortiz. Roberto Ortiz. He fought Roberto Ortiz. First round, yeah, it was a fight. Matthysse came to fight. Roberto was doing some good punches. It was the first round. Second round would be the changing round. It would be the defining round. It would be the mega round. It would be the round of this fight. Why? Because it all ended in that round. Well, Roberto was almost in the corner, close to the corner, along the ropes. Matthysse hit him with a body punch. You know, one of those punches I was saying that you don't see no marks on the outside. But on the inside, you know his liver is just getting gelled up. His ribs are crunchy, maybe cracking together. His stomach is kind of turning and twisting. The guy hits one organ and affects everything. All right. So he hits the guy. The guy goes down to a knee, spits his mouthpiece out. Trust me, I've been in the ring. You know, been training since '03. Got back to it. I'm still fighting now. Actually, when you haven't heard from me in the last few weeks, I was actually training for a fight that was supposed to happen this weekend. They got canceled Thursday. So I dropped like 15 pounds to make this weight. And after they canceled it, I probably put it all back on in one night because I ate the fastest food I can find. I ate the greasiest food I can find. I got a big bowl of Chinese rice. I get the, some people call it combination. Some people call it special. I don't care. I call it everything in the box. And I mix it all up and I smacked it all down. But today is Sunday. I'm going to start back my training regimen. Get back into it. Get back in top shape. Looking for the next fight. Not sure yet if I'm going to post it or not. Just so people won't be able to look me up and be able to study me before a fight. So that will have to be something that somebody else posts without my knowledge. Now, let's get back to it. Matthysse hit this guy on the left side in the liver area. The guy went down to a knee, spit out his mouthpiece. Pooh! So the referee does what he does. He takes Matthysse, puts Matthysse in his corner. He comes back. He started counting. He's counting Spanish. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And as he says 9, the guy started standing up. The guy beat the 10 count. He's probably around 9, 9.5. He beat the 10 count. He stood up. As he stood up, beating the 10 count, the referee, no, it's over, it's over, it's over. You know, he said it's over, and it looks like he had a guy mouthpiece. Maybe he's trying to say, oh, because he spit his mouthpiece out, that's why you lost. But if that was the case, then you shouldn't have been doing counting if you're just going to call it that way. So this was another fight that, and I am so tired of these refs playing the mega role, the star role in these fights. You know, the guy beat up. You know, you can see him sitting. The guy's sitting there. Whenever you take a liver shot, it's way worse than taking a face shot. A good shot can put you through complete agony. Why do you think when people get hit in the face, they go down because they're dizzy? You know, the equilibrium is knocked off. When they get hit in the gut or the side, it doesn't have anything to do with that. It's just extreme pain that hit. So the guy went down, and you tell he's looking. So we just taking the time up. He stands up. He actually beats the 10 count. But the referee at this time was already like, no, no, no. They go back, they review it over and over and over. He beat the count. Before that, Matthysse was looking good the first round, the second round. He was landing more, he's connecting more. But it's a fight. Let him fight. We all know every fighter has a punch of chance. Even if Roberto couldn't win, let him fight. Let Matthysse win. Don't give him a win. Let him go out there, destroy the guy, and look great. And really have more ground to call out for Danny Garcia, which is what happened. After he won the fight, I asked him what he want to fight next. Obviously, he wants to fight Danny Garcia. I would love to see him fight Danny Garcia. But the interviewers, brought up Adrien Broner, who is fighting later. Adrien Broner is a very good fighter. I'm going to touch on what I think will happen with Matthysse and him. Maybe a little bit later in the video, maybe not. Maybe there's something that should have told it separately. I don't know. But Matthysse said, when they asked him about fighting Adrien Broner, he said, first I want Danny. Basically, title, no title, he wants Danny Garcia. Okay? I think he felt he should have won that fight, but because of how things went, he didn't win that fight. He wants to have a chance to prove that he can. Not sure if Danny wants to give him that rematch, because if he did, he would have been gave him that rematch, especially looking back to the past few Danny opponents. But he said yes, he will fight Broner if he doesn't get Danny. Basically, he'll fight anybody if he doesn't get Danny. So now this leads us to the main event. All right, we got Emmanuel Taylor versus Adrien Broner. Now, for a lot of you that do not know Emmanuel Taylor, Go back, do a little research. Okay, the guy can box. The guy can fight. He's not a stupid slugger. He don't just go in throwing caution to the wind and just letting punches go. He's a pressure fighter. I call him a pressure smart fighter. Why? Because he's going to keep coming. He's going to put pressure on you, but he's fighting smart. He's looking to break you down. He's looking to catch your shots on his hands, his elbows, and walk you down. And I knew when I was talking to my brother, I didn't get a chance to do a video on this one because I was actually training for a fight. I knew when I was talking to my brother, I was saying, hey, man, Emmanuel Taylor is going to make this fight a whole lot more closer than people think. Obviously, at that time, I had to go with Berto with Adrien Broner for winning this fight. But I thought he could make a very good fight. And you know what? He made a hell of a good fight. If you watch our first 3 rounds, I mean, it was back and forth action. Round 1, him. Round 1, 2. Round 3, him. Round 4, him. So that's just how it went. So you got, I think one of the changing factors is Adrien Broner stayed fresh all 12 rounds. Emmanuel Taylor, even though he had explosions throughout the fight and the 12th round exploded, I think it was points where he got tired. Because early in that fight, you can see these two guys. And it was like a phone booth chess match. It wasn't a grudge match. It wasn't a slug match where they just throw punches and, I want to hit. I want to land. I want to knock this guy out. And they're taking a million punches. It's like a chess match. You got two people. They're right here. They're this close. And they're throwing boom shot. Boom. Okay. Go to the head. Go to the body. Come up a cut. Go back to the body. Okay. And I say Berto. I'm killing his name. Adrien Broner had a really good left hook to the body all night. And even though that did not stop Emmanuel, I think that actually played a part in slowing Emmanuel down. Because he would come to the head and he'd throw that left hook and it would always land. Bow, 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 solid left hook. Wow, wow, wow. But then Emmanuel Taylor would come back with his combination. Wow, wow. And Broner was a little bit fast, but don't get me wrong. Emmanuel Taylor actually, not quite sure if it's all the way he fight, but definitely you can tell from his heart is he fight almost like what's his name? Timothy Bradley. They got heart. And Adrien Broner went on to win this fight. But I would love to watch Emmanuel Taylor more. He is that type of fighter. I think he's one of the fighters that, he had 18 wins, 2 losses. He's only 23 years old. He took his third loss, but I think he can bounce back. He's been there with somebody that's a little bit better than him. Now he knows he got to go out and train that much more. But Adrien Broner was Adrien Broner. He done the things he needed to do. I said a little bit more things. I think he needed to work on his footwork a little bit more, using it more. He did use it late in the fight, but he needed to use it. Not just step inside, but actually moving, changing up those angles. Because the guy got really good speed. He got really good combinations. He got a heart. Even though he walked out of the ring after made down the fight, I think there's more on his pride, not his fighting heart. He has a fighter's heart. He has a, you hit me, I'm going to hit you back type of heart. And Adrien Broner looked very good. Now, the 12th round in this fight, I had Adrien Broner winning. Emmanuel came on really strong. And he was winning that round. I looked over and I told my brother, I said, Adrien Broner is going to win this fight. But Emmanuel Taylor is winning this round. As I said that, Broner is like he heard me. What you say? He threw a 5 or 6 punch combination, and he ended with, some people call it a hook, some people call it an uppercut. I call it a combination. Okay, you throw a hook, your elbow straight up, you throw a hook, boom, you come through. All right, an uppercut, we all know what uppercuts look like. Well, this was kind of like this. That's why I call it, caught between an uppercut and a hook. And he ended the punch with that. And he ended with some power. And that shot landed to his chin and sent him off of his feet. Sent Emmanuel Taylor, boom, selling. And that instantly changed around. So it's like Adrien Broner in his hometown, which he hasn't fought in almost 2 years or more, Cincinnati, Ohio, He ended the show well. Now, he ended the show, he beat him. He knocked him down. I was looking forward to the post-fight analysis. How is he going to act? The guy always says something that had me smiling or wisecrack like this guy is. And, you know, I like him. Um, he was pretty humble. I don't know if he's humble because he's changing what happened after Maidana fight. Is he humble because he just fought Emmanuel Taylor and he took him to the brinks? You know, or this guy just actually, you know, like, you know, I'm just going to be real and give respect. Whatever you want to call it. You know, he was like, you know what? This guy came to fight. You know, this is probably the first fighter that I ever see Adrien Broner give props to. This guy's a great fighter. I knew he was going to come to fight. And they asked him about Matthysse. Say you sort of called out Matthysse before this fight. He said, no. Basically, correction. I didn't sort of call out anybody. I called him out. He should have been in this ring, and that's who I should be fighting next. Now, I'm telling you, when you talk about Matthysse versus Adrien Broner, woo, wow. That'll be a fight I'll pay for pay-per-view. Before last night, when the first talks a while ago about Matthysse fighting Adrien Broner, honestly, offhand, just not doing too much thinking about it, I would have gave it to Matthysse. I'm a bigger Adrien Broner fan, but I would give the fight to Matthysse. But they both look good, you know. And now it's tough. I got to go back to the lab. I got to do some research. I got to do some a lot of film, a lot of studying, and a lot of leading up to the fight if they actually make it happen. You want to see what these guys' mindset is. Their mindset dictates how they fight in the ring. But you know what? There you have it. The triple header. You know, get at your boy. Subscribe. Thumbs up. Even if you thumbs down, thank you for viewing. I appreciate it. Subscribe. Even if you want to be a hater. Subscribe, hater. Don't just come through my office, sit down at my desk, thumbs down my desk and get out of there. Maybe subscribe to this here. Shit.